Good day, everyone. Welcome to our class in Agriculture and Fishery Arts 1. And today, I will discuss another topic, particularly on how to maintain a safe farm operation. So this topic is actually part of Unit 4, but I wasn't able to discuss this no, in our previous lesson. Okay, now to proceed, before any seed is planted in the farm, of course, or before any tool is touched, or even before any machine is started, one thing must always come first, and that is safety. Safety in handling those farm inputs, safety in handling those farm machineries. Okay? Now, farming may look simple on the outside. Hindi mo kita farming, so mananom ka man lang, mga tanong mo man lang tanong, bunyag-bunyagan, butang na buno. It may look simple on the outside, but behind every productive field, it is a system of a careful planning and responsible operation. If you can remember on our previous discussion about uh, basic elements or about crop production, no? The elements that need to be considered by the farmer in producing a crop. At the end of that lesson, we were able to conclude that farming is not a simple job. Huh? It is not a simple job because you need to consider a lot of things. You don't need your, I mean, you need to uh, take note the elements that could affect the production. Huh? That is the inputs, the cropping system, the water, no, the location, the amount of rainfall, the type of soil. And at the end of that lesson, we were able to conclude that farming is not an easy job. It is a very technical job. It is a combination of science, no? It is a combination of culture, science, and tradition. It's very complicated. Now, aside from those uh, elements that could affect for the production, safety is also one of the considerations, very important considerations in a farm. Okay? It should be considered first in everything. No? Kaya di mo na yung health ang nakasalalay. Okay? So that's the reason why discussing this topic is very important. It is because safety must always come first. Okay? In every field, not only in agriculture actually. Alright? Sige. Now, at the end of this lesson, you must have defined what hazard, risk, and exposure are. Next one, you will be familiarized the different hazard in the farm, familiarize farm emergency practices, familiarize a different farm PPE, and discuss what farm cleaning storing management is. Okay? So these are the things that we will have in this entire lesson. Now, to start with this lesson today, we will have this. We will discuss these terms. hazard, risk, and exposure. First one, when we say hazard, I know you're familiar with this word. Na kay common siya natin may encounter. Maybe this will just a sort of review to you and somehow will deepen your understanding of how these three words uh, relate to each other. Okay? Now, hazard is a potential for harm or adverse effect on an employee. Okay? In a simple term, when you say hazard, anything that can cause harm. Anything that can cause harm or injury. That is hazard. For example, a stone is a hazard. Falling stone is a hazard. Okay? As you can see in the picture, although it's a simple stone man, but since the stone can actually give you harm, that stone is a hazard. Okay? So again, hazard is anything that can cause harm. Okay? Next. Number 2 is risk. Risk is defined as the likelihood that a hazard will cause injury to anyone at or near a workplace. Okay? Hazard is anything that can cause harm, and risk is the likelihood of that hazard will cause injury. Okay? Is it high ang likelihood? Or what are the injury related to that hazard? Those are the risk. Okay? Those are the risks. Now, there are factors that could affect the risk. So, again, risk is likelihood. Okay? And if the hazard is very severe, the risk is also high. Okay? That's how severity of the hazard affect the risk. Again, risk is the likelihood of that hazard to cause injury. Now, if the hazard is severe, the risk is also high. Okay? So let's have a specific example. The hazard is a knife. A knife is a hazard actually. Why? It is because it has a sharp edge. No? So what is the risk? The risk of uh, the risk of being cut, no, or being injured with that knife. Okay, the risk of being cut with that knife. Okay, now the risk of being cut with that knife or being injured with that knife is affected if the severity of the hazard, if the knife is very sharp. The knife is very sharp. Dako ang risk na ma-cut or mapilas. Okay? That's how severity affects the risk. Now, what if the knife is very dull? May go ka man sa kamot, pero hindi, may possibility na hindi ikaw mapilas. Meaning the risk is also low. Okay? So if the hazard is severe, the risk is also high. And if the hazard is somehow not that very, or not that severe, no? The risk is also low. Okay? Now, another thing that could affect no, the risk is the duration of the exposure. Okay? Now, if you are always using a knife, your risk of having cut with a knife is also high. No? Because of your duration using that knife. Okay? So let's take it this way. May duwa ka person. Person A and person B. Person A is using a knife for 1 hour per day. Okay? Person B is using a knife for 6 hours per day. Kaya mo nang iyaya nga amo nang iyaya nga ginagamit sa iyang obra. For example, chopper sa biyabiya sa manginasal. No, sa planta sa manginasal, nagapang-chop sa manok. Chopper to sa biyabiya, sa gapang-chop sa manok. Okay? Ang isaya sa person A, sa balay lang saya nag-uluto. No? Gagamit mo sa knife, pero hindi sabo nakadugay. Okay? So again, person A, gagamit mo sa knife, ang ginagamit ni knife talum-talo man, sa person B talum-talo man, to same ang katalubon sa ilang knife, same ang kadakuon sa ilang knife, but because of the duration of exposure of person B, I mean, which is 6 hours per day, the risk of having cut or being cut with that knife is also high. Okay? Because the duration of the exposure of person B is long compared to the duration of the exposure of person A. Okay? Do you get the point? So that's how duration affect the risk. Number 2 is the frequency. Okay? Ang frequency is how many times are you exposed to that hazard? Okay? How many times are you exposed to that hazard? Every day, biyabi gagamit kaya sang knife for 5 times. Tapos ang isa everyday nagamit ang saya aga lang kagabi 2 times lang. Definitely, those who are frequently exposed to the hazard is also high risk to experience the effect of that hazard. Okay? So let's recap. When I say hazard, it is anything that can cause harm. Even a simple thing can cause harm. Okay? As long as it can cause harm, it is considered as hazard. Risk, in the other hand, is the likelihood of the hazard to cause injury. And it is being affected by severity of the hazard. If the hazard is severe, if the hazard is ano ba ginabang terms ng severe man? Very high, no? Oh? The risk is also high. Risk is also being affected by duration. If you are longer, if your exposure is longer, the risk is also high. Okay? Same thing with frequency. If you're exposed to the hazard many times, compare sa once lang yung expose, your risk being exposed to that hazard many times is also high. Okay? The risk of experiencing, the risk of being affected with that hazard. Right? Sige, let's discuss another one. Okay, so here, hazard is a shark. Definitely, although a shark is an animal, but because shark can cause harm, it is considered as a hazard. Risk in this picture is the risk of being bitten, by the shark. The risk of being bitten by the shark. Now, if there's only one shark, the risk is low. If there are 5 sharks, the risk of being affected by the shark is high compared to 1. Okay? Now, risk is affected based on your exposure, as what I've said. If there's a hazard and you are not exposed to that hazard, your risk is also 0. Okay? Or your risk is also low. May shark din man niya, pero wala man niya kagapaligo. Meaning you are not exposed. Because wala ka man niya kapaligo. Ang shark are sa tubig. And yet you're not swimming in the sea. Okay? Definitely, the risk is also almost 0 because you're not exposed. Okay? Risk is taking place if you are exposed to hazard. Okay? Sige. Now, example, as what I've said, even simple thing can be considered a hazard, no? Depending on where, what, and when that thing is present. Okay? Example, the hazard in this picture is a banana. No? We know that banana is actually a fruit. No? And it's tasty and sweet. But banana can be a hazard if not properly disposed. Okay? Kao ka isang banana, and then ginaboy mo lang dira sa dalom sa may dalan, the risk of sleeping because of that banana is also high. Is there. And if there are so many bananas improperly thrown, the risk is also high. The risk of accident is also high because damo, that severity of the hazard. Okay? So again, what I'm trying to emphasize is that there are times that even a simple thing can be a hazard. Okay? Or can potentially harm people. Okay. Exposure, on the other hand, is occur when a person comes into contact with hazard. Expose. Meaning, there is a possibility that you will experience the negative effect of the hazard. Okay? Example, in this picture, the risk of sunburn is present because they're lying under the sun near the sea. Though here in the Philippines, especially in Boracay, foreigners are very exposed to sunlight because one of their activities is this one, sunbathing. Okay? Now, if the person in the picture is lying under the sun for a long period of time, the risk of sunburn is also high. Okay? But as you can see in the picture, in the right side of the picture of the screen, the two people there is using an umbrella. Okay? Meaning they limit their exposure to that hazard because they're using an umbrella. Okay, they prevent their exposure by using a camera. Okay, so risk is equals to hazard times exposure. The more it is hazardous, the more the risk is imminent. Okay, so that is hazard, risk, and exposure. Okay, so hazard are classified into five different types, and they are physical, and this includes floors, stairs, work platforms, steps, ladders, fire, falling objects, slippery surfaces, manual handling, like lifting, pushing, or pulling, excessively loud and prolonged noise, vibration, heat, cold, irradiation, poor lighting, ventilation in the air. So these are hazard related to physical, uh, meaning ang physical room, okay? Physical room or the area. Anything that can cause harm in the area. Another classification of a hazard is chemical hazards. So this includes chemical substances such as acid, poisons. Acid used for usually it is used for cleaning. uh, Poison for managing pests and insects in the farms, and those that could lead to fire. Na mga flammable substances such as mga diesel, na fuels, and some other chemicals that could produce dust or fumes, such as ang mga smoke or fumes na product or byproducts ng welding, mixing of chemicals na may sa byproduct ng mga fumes. Those are included in the hazard under the chemical type. Okay. Next one is biological hazard. From the name itself, biological meaning these are living organisms. Okay? Example, bacteria, viruses, even mold, no, insects, mildew, vermins, and animals. Even ng livestock na ginalagaan mo can be considered as biological hazard mainly because it has a life. Living siya. If that animal is very disruptive, no, aggressive, it can cause harm. That's the reason why it is considered or it can be considered as hazard also. Okay? Again, when we say biological, those living organisms that could cause harm, those pathogens that could pose harm to the farmer or the farm worker, those are biological hazards. Next is psychosocial environment. It includes workplace stressors arising from a variety of sources. Even ang imong mga coworker can be considered as hazard, and that is belong to psychosocial environment. Okay? Your boss or the farm owner is very or is not good in terms of how he or she treat the farmers or the farm workers. Okay, that could potentially harm psychosocially the farm workers. Okay, and that is hazard because still it can cause or it can pose harm to the people around. Okay, now there are times or situation in the farm that could trigger emergency. Okay? So these are the potential emergencies in the farm. Number one, fire. Of course, if there's a fire, that is already an emergency. Okay? Flood is also an emergency because it can damage the crops, can damage the facility. If there's a typhoon, there's emergency. Although typhoon is, uh, or I mean, do hindi mo siya lagi, do hindi siya blaya gulpianay nga mag-abot because may mga poor forecast nga daan. But still, typhoon is an emergency because farmers are sometimes advised to evacuate the area. Okay? Especially if the farm is situated in low lying areas. Okay? Machinery entrapment. Makaon sa imong machine ng parts ang lawas sa imong farm labor. Natabo iligad last time. To kabatuan, I think. Huh? The farmer was caught by the harvester. Patay ginto. Okay, wala na dala dayon, why nakuha dayon. Okay? So that is an example of an emergency. Electrical shock is an emergency. If not properly handled, it can actually worsen the effect to the victim. And even snake or spider bite or some other insects, deadly insects, venomous insects, those are emergencies also. There are snakes that can actually kill someone who is bitten with this in just a matter of an hour. Okay, that's how venomous is the snake, and that is an emergency. Can actually be killed for just an hour after you're bitten with this type of insect or snake, particularly. Okay, chemical exposure is an emergency, especially if there is an adverse effect to the person being exposed. Na haklo niya. Especially that if the person has some allergies or has some comorbidities, which is asthmatic. Sabi, for example, nahaklo niya ang fumes sang chemical, that person is critical, the effect to that person would be critical. Illness is an emergency. Tumba to being isa ka farm worker because high blood siya, that's an illness. And of course, accident. Any accident, okay, can be considered as an emergency. Now, as a farm owner or farm worker even, the emergency facilities should be provided. Now, what are these emergency facilities? For the fire, for example, mga fire extinguisher, mga wash area, shower area, hose for the water during fire, gloves, and some other emergency equipment. Okay? First aid kits, so those are emergency equipment. It should be present in the farm. The farm owner should provide this emergency facility in order that the victims of some emergencies or accidents can be initially treated with available emergency facilities. Okay. Number 3 is make sure that correct equipment, is available to contain and handle any chemical or other dangerous material spills that might happen. Okay? Dapat yung mga storage can or storage bottle specifically intended for those chemicals, because there are chemicals na can be stored in a can, but there are those cannot be stored in a can, especially those chemicals nga very corrosive. Okay, there are some ang bottle intended for them. Okay? Especially mga corrosive. Now, it's important that those chemicals be stored in a proper storage uh, container. This because if not, spill may happen. Okay? Spill may happen. It can actually pose harm to the farm workers if there's spill of these toxic chemicals. Okay? Next one is to help minimize the risk of personal injury or property damage in the event of an emergency. Okay? People working on and visiting the farm need to know and understand the emergency procedures and their responsibility. Okay? That's the reason why if there are some sort of field trip in a certain industry, field trip in this farm, field trip in this processing facility, before the students will enter on that facility, they were uh, oriented. There are some orientation regarding on the safety procedures, emergency procedures in the event of the if there's a situation in the facility. Okay, the students are being oriented with some possible hazard, no, and how this hazard pose risk to them, so that it will minimize the possible injury or damage in the property in the event of an emergency. Okay? May mga orientation. Of course, may mga sign man, mga signages. The visitors are being familiarized with the signages. Okay? Next, instruct everyone working the farm in an emergency response procedure. May mga drill, training. Kung amo na matabo, di ka makadto, mo na siya imodal. So those are farm emergency procedure, farm emergency response procedure. Every farm worker should know those. Every farm worker should be familiar with those, so that in the event of an emergency, wala na isang sino maamon eh, sino maamon. Okay? Number 6, that everyone should know the location of farm alarms, fire extinguisher, and first aid kits. Okay? So these things, the fire alarms, fire extinguishers, first aid kits, are actually or should be located in a strategic area. Okay? Hindi pwedeng ibutang siya sa likod. Hindi pwedeng ibutang siya sa may dalom lang kaya hindi man na siya importante. No, kalaway din ang tsura niya, mga bulong-bulong kag mga bato lang. Hindi pwede. It should be accessible. It should be easily visible to the people around. Para everyone can easily access these very important things, alarms, extinguisher, and first aid kits in the event of emergency. Okay? Di blaya nga pag may sunog yung nga gamay pa lang nga pangita ka sang fire extinguisher hindi mo makita. Because gintago to siya sa tiin kay kalaway sa tsura ni. Okay, no. This thing should be present, easily available, okay, in the area, because these are very important in time of emergency. Okay, now the following factors may increase the risk of injury. Okay, although there are hazard in the area, may bata, may tigulang, the risk of the children and the old age is differ. The risk of middle ages people differ on the risk experienced by the children in the old age. Okay? Now, in terms of age, prone ang mga children and adults above 65 sa mga hazard. If the risk of experiencing those hazard in the farm is high to those children below 15 and adult over 65. What's the reason? Number one, children are very impulsive. Okay? They're very curious. Masami na nila, tilaw-tilawan. Ito doon, especially mga gagmay nga kabataan, ang reflex usually pag tawag tilawan dayon. What if that is a chemical? Siyempre kung middle age ka na ya, alang-alang, bala mo na yung chemical, tilawan mo pa. Something like that. Kung adult ka naman, I mean kung over 65 ka naman yung mo edad, usually you're weak already. You're prone to danlog, dagdag, kaya medyo hina nagawang mga pyersa. Okay? Compared to those adults, middle ages. Right? So that's how age affect the risk of injury or illness in the farm works. Okay? And equipment. Most farm accident facilities involves proper machine guarding and doing equipment maintenance. According to manufacturer's recommendation, can help prevent accidents. Very good. Correct na siya, get. The moving parts of an equipment should be covered and properly guarded. No, kahit yung mga moving parts na niya muna makaon sa tudlo, makaon sa kamot, makaon sa bayo, sang isa ka farm worker or sang machine operator. Okay? And dapat this equipment should be properly maintained. Aside from the fact that it is very important para hindi sa dali maguba, para magdugay siya. But properly maintained equipment can be used efficiently. Okay? Talum siya, yung nas namin kasi mas dasin. So that's how it affect the risk. Now, farm works that involve using chemicals and hazardous tools and equipment. Example, spraying of chemicals. Many chemicals are often are used on farm, including pesticide. Pesticides are toxic. These chemicals are used to fertilize and control pests such as insects, weed, mollusks. Okay, so mga farm works that involve chemical and equipment. Spraying in strong wind in the spray drifting over a dam or farmhouse is hazardous. If you are spraying and there's a wind, the spray or the mist will be carried by the wind, and those bystanders or people in the neighboring farm, okay, can be affected if they will inhale those chemicals that was drifting because of the wind from the farm nga nagapang spray. Okay? Washing spray equipment and water running into open drains, collecting in puddles, or running into stockyards. Okay, mga gagmay-gagmay ng mga kahoy. Mga gagmay-gagmay ng mga kahoy nga alin ba actually sa mga manog furniture, for example. Okay, container or chemicals left lying around, empty containers lying in a heap is also a hazard. Siyempre, if it is lying, although it's empty already, but it contains still some chemicals, right? Now, some ways you can reduce the risk of hazard from the chemicals. Number one, very important, use PPE. Okay? Suit, glass, gloves, kung ano pag ang PPE intended for that. Okay? Make sure that chemicals are safely stored and cupboard locked. Okay? After mo use some chemical and there are some still remaining on the bottle, you need to store it correctly. Right? It is because it can lead to spill if not properly stored. Never spray chemicals on days when there's a high wind, because there's a possibility or big possibility that the spray or the mist will be carried by the wind. Okay. Next one, some ways you can reduce risk. Again, you have to know the first aid procedure. Now, companies, no, there are companies that being required to undergo first aid procedure. A very simple first aid procedure, simple CPR, on how to do CPR. Okay? Having a knowledge on how to do CPR is very important. Okay? Iti, once ka nag-CPR, kaya you can actually uh, sugpon, no? Sugpunan mong life sang tao nga in that critical condition. Okay? Number two, keep a list of all hazardous substances used on the farm. Okay? Do ano lang do information drive lang so that each of the farm workers know that these chemicals are meant for these chemicals are not meant for these applications. It is meant for this application. Okay, so these are the chemicals. If you if they are familiar with those chemicals because of that sort of bulletin board, they can actually avoid those chemicals. Okay. Next, safe use chemicals, eliminate hazardous substance, or if that is not possible, substitute it with less hazardous. There are less hazardous chemicals, but their effect is the same. Their effect to the, for example, if it's a pesticide, no, though it is not that expensive, can actually still function like those chemicals which is branded and sort of expensive. Okay, but because of but because of that um, less hazardous, hindi dali-dali yan maka-affect ang ining hazard sa farmers. Okay, again, the risk of experiencing the hazard is based on the severity of the hazard and the rate of exposure or duration of exposure. Okay, if less hazardous, meaning less ang iyang severity, the risk of experiencing the negative effect of the hazard is also low. Safer practices, personal protective equipment should be used. Keep records of farm chemicals. Automatic na PPE once you are in a farm. Okay? Now, personal protective equipment can reduce the number of accidents. Okay? It can lessen the severity of the effect in the event of a situation. It can lessen the severity of the effect. Okay? Number one, PPE is safety hat. Although in different industry, safety hat differs also in terms of design. And usually for farming, safety hat is like this. Salakot siya. O iban sa aton, do ginrara nga banig. Okay? Safety eyewear. Okay? Safety shield, safety glass. To protect your vision. Wala siya. Next one is ear muffs and earplugs. Protect your hearing with acoustic ear muffs or plugs when operating noisy equipment such as grain dryer and feed grinders, older tractors, chainsaws. Okay, so when I'm saying ear muffs, definitely it's used to lessen the noise that your ears will have. I think too much nga noise, it can damage your ears. Number two is dust mask, cartridge aerators, and gas masks. So, una mga para maprotektahan naman yung ilong na hindi siya Hindi mo mahaklo ang mga toxic substances or chemicals. Okay? Next one is protective suit. It is used to protect your body, shield farmers from chemical, biological, physical hazards, pesticide, animal waste. Okay, yung mga lawas, maprotektahan, hindi ka maiguan sa mga chemicals yung ginagamit. Next, safety gloves to protect your hands. Muna na very simple niya. Protect your hands from sharp edges, protect your arms from biohazards, mga bacteria. Okay, mga higo, mga animals. Next one is safety shoes to protect your feet. No? Safety shoes differ, depende sa industry, but there are those using even sa farms and this kind of shoes. Okay, but usually this kind of shoes being used in farm because it can actually help you not to during flood may mga tubig, hindi na siya masundan na tubig because it is made up of rubber, specialized rubber. Agawang rubber. Now let's move on with cleaning, storing, and waste management. Sang mga tools and equipment. Blades such as electric hedge, trimmer blades, hose, shoes, and other metal surfaces can be sprayed with lubricant. Basta as long as it is made up of metal, no, it can be lubricated para hindi sila dali matuktukan. Okay? Usually gina-cover with blanket para hindi siya mayabukan. Now, there are farms that has a maintenance program. Okay? This week, kanubra ko, next week, muna siya, mga maintenance program, na sa every quarter by, every quarter, ginaislan, so maintenance program na siya. Okay? Cleaning program and schedule according to the recommended frequency. Cleaning program should be monitored to ensure its effectiveness. Ano na siya? Cleaning must not take place while fresh vegetables are being harvested. Okay, please take note of that one. Di ka pwede bang spray sang pangkaon mo, for example, sa picture, pangkaon mo ang mga angguma sang kuan mo sang lutak angguma sa tractor. Tapos sprayhan gina sa katigatig na. So you avoid spraying that or having that what do you call this one? Cleaning if there are still vegetables in the area wala pa na transport. Okay? Because it can contaminate some mga fruits na or vegetable nga sa area. Water that is used for cleaning must be safe. Cleaning of equipment containers must take place in designated area away from the field. Okay, so na para malayo ang natawag na cross-contamination. Okay, next. When cleaning and distributing chemicals, the farmers and farm workers must become familiar with the instruction used in these products. Again, that's what I've said. If those chemicals is not mixed properly, there are possibilities of reaction, and that reaction would result to fumes. And if inhaled, it can actually what do you call this? Affect negatively sa tao nga naka-inhale sa mga chemicals due to your improper mix. So in using chemicals, the label should be known first. How to use that chemical, how to store the chemical, what is temperature for the storage of that chemical. Because if you did not follow, if you do not follow the proper handling or procedures on how to use this chemical, it can result to uh, injury or emergency. Okay. Now, so that's all I think. So let's go back to our objective before the start of this lesson. We already defined what hazard, risk, and exposure are. Again, we say hazard, these are things that could cause anything that could cause harm. Risk is the likelihood of the hazard to take place. Okay? If the hazard is very severe, the risk is also high. Okay? Your risk is also being affected with exposure. If you're more exposed, frequently exposed, the duration of the exposure is long, the risk of experiencing the hazard is also high. Okay? Now, we also familiar with different types of hazard in the farm. Biological, chemical, physical hazard. And we discussed that already as we have this presentation. Emergency practices, what to do during emergency, and also familiar with different farm PP or farm inputs and labor. Okay, so I think that's all for our discussion regarding farm safety and operations. Thank you so much and have a good day.